Hello, and thank you so much for joining. I'm Tiffany, and today we're going to be doing a sweet sequence for the entire body, but we will be paying special attention to the hips. Today's practice will be suitable for all levels, and if you have yoga blocks, I suggest you keep them nearby as they might come in handy. Grab what you need and see you soon. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. We're going to start bringing our attention to the body, to the present. So close your eyes. Maybe you place your index fingers and thumbs to touch in the Gyan Mudra. Finding stability, finding grounding, presence, awareness. Just becoming more mindful. Ensure that your spine is straight. Relax the lower body. Relax the hips. Let the tailbone melt down. Broaden the chest. Grow the back of the neck tall. Reach the crown towards the sky. And then bring your attention to your breath. Inhale to expand the body and exhale to contract. Inhale to expand and exhale, letting everything go. If thoughts are rushing through your mind, just come back to your breath, observing the inhales and the exhales. When you're ready, gently open the eyes. Now we're going to bring our attention to the spine area. So we're going to inhale, lift the chest. Look up, stick the tailbone out. Exhale, round the spine, drop the chin down towards the chest. And rock the back towards the back. Inhale up. And exhale, round the spine. One more time like this. Inhale up, chin up, chest up. And exhale, rock back. Come back to neutral. We're going to repeat that, but only with the pelvic area. So try to keep the torso straight and neutral. And then we're just going to stick the tailbone out as we inhale. And then curl it under as we exhale. So the movement is happening mainly below the navel. Inhale, stick the tailbone out. So just bringing some fluidity to the hip area. Exhale, round. You might feel this in the groin as we're contracting the muscles down in that area. Inhale, stick the tailbone out. And exhale, round. One more time. See if we can isolate that area. Inhale. And exhale. Great. Come back to neutral. We're just going to extend the legs in front of us. Bring the right foot to touch inside the knee. It can be up further depending on how open your hips are, or it can be down as low as the knee, maybe even the calf. And now we're going to inhale. Pick up that right knee. Very slow movement. So we're really getting into the hip joint and strengthening it. Engage the right glute. As we exhale, bring the knee down slowly back towards the ground, or as far as you can go. Maybe it doesn't touch the ground, that's okay. Inhale, bring it up. There's a lot of power happening here. It's a very simple movement, but really there's like so much taking place. Exhale, down. Inhale, one more time, back up. And you want to flex the left foot, so we're still engaging in that left leg. It's still active. And exhale, down. Keep the right leg where it is, don't move it. And now we're going to bring the left foot behind us, left foot towards the left hip, bending the knee. And now you want the sole of the right foot in line with the left knee. So we're now in sort of a dare pose variation, and you can adjust, make any adjustments here to be comfy. Again, it's okay if your knees don't go all the way down, but try to find a little bit of comfort in this posture. So maybe you want to shift your weight over onto the right side and then slowly inch over towards the midline. Bring the palms behind you. And again, we're going to isolate that hip area and tilt the pelvis. So here we're doing an anterior tilt of the pelvis, dropping it down. The tailbone is going up. And then exhale, bringing the tailbone down and pulling the belly in. Inhale, drop it down, and exhale, round. So we're lengthening through that thigh muscle, which connects the hip and the knee. It's really important to protect and strengthen this area if we want the best for our hips and our knees. So if you're having knee, like tight muscles around the knees, you're going to maybe feel this in the knee as well, and it's okay. A little bit of discomfort means that we're moving to the right place, right? And release. Bring the hands over to the left side as much as you can. Maybe they're just resting on the left thigh, or maybe we can bring them all the way over onto the floor. Deep breaths. Take about 3 breaths here. And then we're going to bring the hands over to the right side this time. And when we bring them over to the right side, see if you can shift into the left hip and push it down towards the mat as much as you can. So at the same time, we're stretching the back muscles as well. Extend the left leg behind you. Place the left foot down on the ground, so it's just one diagonal stretch here. And pick the left knee up off the floor. And breathe. Press into that left foot as much as you can. Lift up through the chest. And inhale, bring it back to center. So we do the same thing on the other side. Extend both legs in front of you. Maybe give them a shake. Maybe massage the thighs. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So left foot up inside the right leg. Then we're going to slowly pick up the left knee. Very slowly. Contract the core muscles. Inhale, come up. Straighten the spine. Right toes towards the sky. And exhale, slowly bring it down and just observe what's happening in the hips. You might even feel some strengthening happening in the right leg, which is perfect. That's what we want. We want to maximize the stretches, right? So if I'm just dangling my feet, I don't feel anything. If I go fast through these postures, I don't feel anything. So for optimum mobility, it's important that we're aware of the movements. Exhale, drop the left knee down. Just one more time. Ooh, see how far you can drop the knee down, and then inhale up. Exhale down. And leave the left foot where it is. Bend the right knee, bring the right foot to the right hip. Place the hands behind you. See if you can sink over to that right side as much as possible. And then we're going to start tilting the pelvis. So inhale, point the tailbone back, and then exhale, curl it under. Inhale. Just observe what's happening. Not judging, just observing. Making a little mental note of how we're doing in our hips. Inhale. Exhale. One more time with the tilt. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to neutral. Bring the hands over to the right side. You might just place them on the right thigh, if that's as far as you can go. Maybe you only get one hand over. That's okay. Just go as far as you can. We're not judging ourselves. We're just making steady progress. It takes a long time to get the muscles, the joints to be stuck and tight, and it takes a while to unstuck them as well, right? So just be patient with yourselves. And then bring the hands over to the left side. Twisting, lift the chest, shoulders back. And then try to extend the right leg behind you, just a straight diagonal line. And then press into the right foot. Keep lifting the chest. Lift the right knee up off the floor. And really engage that right leg by pressing the foot into the ground. Inhale. Slowly come back to center. Gonna brush my feet off. And then we're gonna come up onto our hands and knees. So coming into a neutral tabletop, shoulders are directly above the wrists and knees are directly below the hips. Okay, so we have kind of like a perfect little square here happening in the torso area. And then we're going to extend the left leg out to the side, planting the left foot. So here is where maybe you might need your blocks to bring the ground closer to you. Okay, and you can use any level with the blocks. Just please try finding your balance first. Any level is acceptable. Then from here, make sure the left foot is in line with the right knee. So one straight line coming across. And then we're going to just shift the weight back and forth. So shift your hips back and then come back forward. Maybe shoulders come slightly over the fingertips and then back. See how far you can get your hips down towards your heel. Inhale, come back up. The whole time, keep your left foot planted in the ground. Exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Last time. Inhale, come back up to center. And then we're going to twist. So press the right palm into the mat a lot. Press the left foot into the earth and then pick up the left arm. Reach it up towards the sky and shift your gaze there if that feels good for you. And then what we want to do is tilt the pelvis. So instead of arching the spine, I want you to round the lower back. So you feel this a lot in that right inner thigh. And breathe Deep breaths. Exhale, bring it back down. Bring the left leg in, and we're gonna repeat on the other side. So right leg out, right foot in line with the left knee. And now we're going to just shift the weight back. So keep the spine neutral, keep it straight. Move with your breath. Press the palms into the mat for support. Keep pressing the right foot into the earth, straighten up the right leg, engage the muscles. And one more time. Just finding some fluidity here in the hips. Press the left palm into the earth, and then reach the right arm up to the sky, looking over the right fingertips. And then from here, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, come back to center. So from here, we're going to take downward dog. So curl the left toes under. First, find your foundation, find your grounding. So palms are planted firmly into the earth. Check your knees. Your knees are hip width apart. Toes as well. So I see a lot of time toes are out here to the edges of the mat. Bring them in. They're in line with the hips as well. Curl the toes under, and then pick up your knees. Push your chest towards your thighs, and then pick up your hips. Bend your knees a lot if you need to. Push the chest towards the thighs, and then lift the hips up towards the sky. Nice big stretch in the surrounding muscles. Engage the thighs. And then from here, pick up your right leg. Imagine there's a wall behind you and you're kicking your right foot into the wall. So you don't need to lift your leg too high. It's just the right leg is parallel to the earth. Toes are pointing down, kicking the heel back into that imaginary wall. And then exhale. Step it up between the palms, however you need to get there. Take your time. Then bring the left knee down. Here, maybe you need your blocks again. And then we're going to just shift the hips, rock the hips back and forth. So we're stretching into the hamstring muscles. Stretching into the front of this left hip as well. From here, come back to neutral. Curl the back toes under, and then pick up the back knee and slowly make your way up to a high lunge. Pressing the ball of the left foot into the ground. Lengthening through the back leg. Sink the right hip. Press the heel into the mat, the right heel. Hold it. 2 more breaths. Relax the shoulders. Maybe you bring the palms to the heart. Up to you. But I like to get a nice stretch through my arms as well. And now we're going to drop the back foot down. So the foot comes in, toes come in just a little bit, and then extend the arms out to the side, opening up for warrior 2. Imagine you're being pulled on either side, trying to find your midline. Straighten through the left leg. Bend the right knee. See if you can open up the right knee over to the right some more. And from here, shift your weight into the right leg and then bring the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hinging at the hips. Bring the chest, the belly over the thighs. Maybe you want to bend the knees a lot for the first forward fold. Inhale, come to flat back, pressing the palms on the shins or the thighs. Torso is parallel to the floor. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Maybe move your blocks for now. You can also rest your palms on your blocks for downward dog if you need to get the floor closer to you as well. So we have some variations here for down dog. You could also just bend the knees a lot and push the chest towards the thighs, firm into the palms. Inhale, we're going to repeat on the left side. So bring the left leg up. Imagine there's a wall behind you. You're kicking the left foot into the wall. Toes are pointing down. Left leg is parallel to the floor, so we're not taking it too high. It's more about the strength here that we're creating in the legs, in the hips. Exhale, step the left leg up between the palms, the left foot, and then drop the right knee down. We're just going to shift the weight back and forth. Just rock it back and forth a few times. And then from here, slowly make your way up to high lunge, lengthening that back leg. Press into the ball of the right foot. Bend the left knee. Arms can come up or palms to prayer. Breathe. See if you can open up the left knee towards the left side. See if you can sink a little bit down. And then drop the right foot down. Open up the arms to warrior two. External rotation of the legs. Imagine I'm pulling you on the left hand and the right hand. Deep breaths in and out the nose. See if you can sink a little bit more. And then from here, just step the right leg up to meet the left. Arms come up, look up maybe, and bring the palms to the heart. Here, I want you to take note of what's happening in the hips. So here, naturally, my tailbone wants to stick out because I have this curve, and maybe a lot of us will experience that. But what we want is a neutral spine to protect the pelvis, right? So you're going to tilt the pelvis like so. We call this a posterior tilt. And then press the feet firmly into the ground, going into Tadasana, palms face in front of you. Lift up through the thigh muscles. Broaden the shoulders, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. We're creating beautiful posture here that we can take off the mat. If we're sitting, if we're standing, if we're running, if we're doing squats, we're going to remember this alignment where we do this tilting, firming the feet, broadening the shoulders, growing the back of the neck tall, reaching towards the sky as opposed to shrinking. We're expanding ourselves, not shrinking. And we're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. Maybe we'll go a little bit faster. Maybe not. Take your own pace. Inhale, arms up overhead. I'm only here to guide you, but only you know your bodies. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, chest over thighs. Maybe bend the knees. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. chest towards the thighs. Stay here for a nice big breath. Inhale, pick up the right leg, kick that imaginary wall behind you. Exhale, bring the right foot up between the palms. Left knee comes down. Just shift the hips back and forth. One more time. Inhale, make your way up to high lunge. Exhale, drop the left foot back onto the mat and bring the arms out to the side for warrior two. Tuck the tailbone under. Stay here for 3 breaths. See if you can sink the hips some more. I know a lot's happening. And inhale, bring the left foot up to meet the right. Exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, pick up the left foot. Kick that imaginary wall behind you. Exhale, step the left foot between the palms. Right knee comes down. Shift the hips back and forth. 2 more times. From here, slowly make your way up to high lunge. Lengthen that back leg. And then drop the right foot down onto the mat. Open up for warrior two. Relax the wrists. Relax the elbows. Relax the shoulders. See if you can sink into your warrior two some more. 2 more breaths. Inhale, bring the right foot up to meet the left. Arms come up. Check in with your hips again. What's going on down there? Mine are sticking out, so I'm going to tuck my tailbone under and lengthen. Coming into a neutral spine, neutral hips. Exhale, bring the palms to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come into flat back. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Just observe the hips again. Maybe rock onto one heel or one leg and then the next. And now bring the knees down onto the mat, just as we started. Sink the hips back into a child's pose. Maybe open up the knees as wide as the mat, if that's available to you, or as wide as you can. And then shift the hips back towards the heels. Press into the palms a lot and keep pushing the hips back. Drop the forehead down onto the mat. Just find stillness here for a moment. Observe what's happening in the body. When your hips have gone as far as they can, maybe you come onto your forearms to just relax the arms here. Walk the palms over to the right, keeping the hips low, and then place the left palm on top of the right. And push the hips back. Maybe you can come onto your forearms and press into the forearms and press into the elbow and push the hips back. Relax the back of the neck. Maybe drop the forehead down to the mat. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, we're going to take it over to the other side. Right palm on top of the left, and push the hips back towards the heels. Deep breaths. Stretching through the entire right side of the body all the way to the right hip. Inhale, come back to center. And then slowly make your way onto your backs. Hug the thighs in towards the chest. We're going to bring the feet flat on the mat. Place the left ankle on top of the right knee. And then we're going to use the muscles in that left leg to push the left knee down towards the mat, away from the body. Maybe flex the left foot to help the muscles a bit. And then from here, either you stay here if that already feels good, if you feel like you're getting a good enough stretch, or you hug the thighs in towards the chest. If you want a really big challenge, then stay here without the hands. Flex both feet. Otherwise, interlace the fingers around the right shin. From here, slide the left leg over the right. So we're crossing the legs, left on top of right. And then drop the legs over, drop the knees over to the right side. Look over the left shoulders, shoulder, over the left fingertips. It's okay if your knees don't touch the floor. But try to aim to reach either the shoulders on the mat or the knees. Okay? Inhale, come back to center. Hug the thighs into the chest. And then place the feet on the ground. Bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. Using the muscles in the right leg, push that right knee away from you. Flex the right foot, stay here, or bring the thighs up towards the chest. Stay here, or interlace the fingers around the shin. And keep pushing that right knee away from you. Slide the right knee across the left and then drop the knees over to the left side. Look over the right shoulder. This is my bedtime yoga because it's getting dark now. And breathe, relax. Gaia is ready for attention. And aim to drop either the shoulders, both shoulders flat on the mat, looking over the right fingertips, or aim to reach the knees on the ground. Notice I said aim to. It's okay if you don't get there. But we need goals, right? Inhale, come back to center. Hug the thighs into the chest one more time. Make little circles with the knees, painting the sky, bringing them together. Make circles in the other direction. Now bring your arms in between your legs and see if you can reach your index and middle fingers to wrap around your big toes or hands around the ball of your feet. And then open up as far as you can into Happy Baby. So we're kicking the heels towards the sky. And see how far you can open your feet out. Maybe just rock them back and forth again or stay still. We got options. We got options. There is no one size fits all in yoga. Maybe what feels good for me doesn't feel good for you. Maybe I feel a lot, you don't feel anything. All our bodies are different, so just listen to your body. I'm here to guide you, and then you can see how you can play around with it. From here, lower the legs all the way down onto the mat. As wide as the mat, arms out to the side, palms facing up. And just relax the body here for a minute. Close the eyes off. I forgot to tell you that if your neck is tight and it's arching, then place the block so that we're having one straight line, okay? This is how we can improve our posture by making little adjustments. The cicadas are coming out and I love that sound. It is one of my favorite sounds in nature. Palms face up. Close the eyes, relax the body. Feel the body expand as you inhale. Maybe see if you can send the breath all the way down to the hips. And then exhale. Let go of any tension that we have left in there. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. You can stay longer in Savasana, pause the video, or roll over onto your right side and come to closing with me. And slowly make your way up to seating. Bring your palms to your heart. Take a quick scan of the body. Do you feel a little bit lighter? How do you feel? Make a big smile. Thank your higher self for showing up today, for your healing, for your expansion, for your comfort ultimately. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Give yourself a big thank you. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. See you next time.